Aarhus is Denmark's Jutland capital and cultural hub. It has an inviting cafe-lined canal, a bustling pedestrian zone, top-notch museums, and a wonderful old town. I did not know anything about Aarhus before visiting and ended up really liking the sights in the city. We had a full day in Aarhus and decided to focus on the sites that were within walking distance of the Welcome Center. Our must-see here was the Den Gamle By, or Old Town, and so we built our sightseeing agenda around this museum. Let's get started on Aarhus's logistics and sites. Strong winds caused the Rotterdam to dock in an industrial port, which was further from town. The ship then provided a complimentary shuttle to the Welcome Center that was 3 kilometers away. This shuttle ran from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and made our sightseeing day much better. There were also plenty of shuttle buses, so our wait was pretty minimal. From the Welcome Center, the attractions we wanted to see are within a 35-minute walk or less radius. If you walk to the attractions like we did, just follow the blue dots to get to the edges of downtown, which is another 10 or 15-minute walk, or back to the ship. There is a hop-on, hop-off bus option for touring the city, but it was closed for the season when we visited, and the cruise director noted that it had gotten bad reviews. We walked to the Old Town. Most folks told us it was about 20 minutes or so to get there, but as I said, it was about a 35-minute walk for us. The walk was scenic with lots of beautiful buildings, a revolving sculpture, and a canal walkway or boulevard. The history of the canal walkway is that in the 1930s, Aarhus covered the river to make a road, but then in the 1980s, they uncovered it to preserve the original beauty of the district. The canal's river is lined with trendy eateries that we could watch and see along the way to Den Gamle By. About 20 minutes into the walk, we passed the Aarhus Art Museum. Lately, it's become a must-see site because of its rainbow panorama, a 360-degree walkway that perches on the rooftop like a rainbow-colored halo. After another 15 minutes, we reached Den Gamle By, or the Old Town. It's an open-air museum with over 75 buildings and is set up as 4 time period capsules: 1864, 1927, 1974, and 2014. The exhibits are extremely well done, as you'll see as we explored the museum. We spent quite a bit of time here. We simply purchased an admission ticket and explored the museum on our own. The first time capsule showcased Danish life from 1600 to 1900. We visited a cobbler shop, a pharmacy, and a tailor shop, as well as a watermill and barnyard. Lots of cobblestone streets and a fancy parlor lit with candles are also seen within this period. The mayor's house was immense with its fine furniture, courtyard, and stained glass windows. I really liked this exhibit and felt it was a must-see if you visit Den Gamle By. The second time capsule showcased a milliner's house, a bakery, and a petrol station. There's also a car dealership. By 1927, cars were widespread in Denmark, and about 50% of the Danish cars were Ford Model Ts. We were then transported to the 1970s, complete with vinyl records, antique televisions broadcasting live soccer games, and reel-to-reel tape players. We were also reminded that Volkswagens and big cars were a hallmark of the time, and there were lots of shopping malls, including sewing shops and fabric stores. There is so much to do in Den Gamle By, you can easily make a full day just exploring the museum. After the Old Town, we strolled for about 20 minutes back along the canal zone to visit the mini Viking Museum. The small Viking Museum was built in the basement of a bank building and is in the center of town. Several artifacts are on display that archaeologists uncovered from a section of the long-ago Viking town. These artifacts include the remains of houses, wells, streets, tools, and pottery. Archaeologists also discovered the headless skeleton of a man from the middle of the 9th century, possibly Aarhus's oldest murder victim. Because it was such a small museum, we only spent about 30 minutes here. From the Viking Museum, it's a 2-minute walk to the Church of St. Clements, which is free to enter. The exterior shows the ravages of time, but is well preserved and luxurious on the interior. Next is a short montage of the interior. Climb the spiral staircase up to the top of the tower. It's about 150 steps and only about $3 to climb it. The church bells also chime every 15 minutes. City views from the church tower. They were simply spectacular. As we sailed away, we were treated to the Isberge or iceberg houses with their blue patios. The housing complex was designed and modeled after floating icebergs in the North Atlantic, both in shape and color. We really liked our visit to Aarhus, a very clean and compact city with lots to enjoy. An open-air museum, a 12th century church, Viking Museum, and a central canal zone. We hope you love your visit as much as we did. If you liked the video, consider subscribing to the channel, as I really do appreciate it.